Recorded Books presents a Lone Star audio production. Tall, Dark, and Texan by Jodi Thomas. This unabridged recording is narrated by Linda Stevens. This book is copyrighted 2008 by Jodi Thomas. This recording is copyrighted 2010 by Recorded Books, producer and publisher of Lone Star Audio, celebrating the work of great writers from Texas. And now, Tall, Dark, and Texan.
Chapter 1. Jessica Ann Barton tucked her daughters into bed, wrapped a quilt around her shoulders, and tiptoed down the winding stairway to her desk in the corner of the bookstore. A month ago, the two book-lined rooms would have been warm from fireplaces left smoldering. A month ago, she would have looked forward to the next day. But not now. Now she had no future. Not in Chicago. Maybe not anywhere. If she didn't plan very carefully, she'd lose the only thing that mattered to her. Her children. Since that first night when she'd been 13, cold and homeless, Barton Bookstore had been her refuge. Eli Barton caught her sleeping between the stacks and had put her to work in exchange for food and a cot in the attic. 3 years passed before he married her, not out of love or even kindness, but simply because he couldn't run the store without her. 11 years and 3 daughters later, nothing had changed. At dawn, she would once again be homeless, and Eli, her rescuer, her husband, her jailer, would be buried. She settled into an old desk chair far too big for her thin frame. Her life within these walls had crumbled. While a bitter March wind made the eviction notice tap against the glass at the front door, Jessie dug in the bottom drawer for her one hope. When she found the bundle of letters from Texas, she gripped it tightly. Whispering Mountain Ranch had always seemed a make-believe place she visited only in her dreams. But this time, the dream had to be real, for now it was her only hope. Grabbing a piece of paper, she scribbled a note and signed her dead husband's name. As she wrote Teagen McMurray's address on the envelope, Jessie whispered an apology for what she was about to do to this friend she'd never met. By dawn, she'd have her girls dressed and walking toward the train station. Eli's family hadn't invited her to his funeral. That hadn't mattered, for she knew as soon as the coffin was lowered, they would be coming to claim what they considered family property: the store, the modest bank account, the children. They would be searching the house, while she and the girls boarded a train heading west. It would be a long, costly journey. First the train, then a boat from New Orleans to Galveston, then a stage almost 300 miles across land barely claimed. In 2 months they would be in Texas. The stage would drop them off at a town with no name except Anderson's Trading Post. There, they'd wait for a man she'd never met to help them. If McMurray was the kind of man she prayed he would be, she'd probably end all peace in his life. And if he ever found out the truth about what she was about to do, he'd hate her a day longer than forever. Chapter 2. Texas, 1856. Teagen McMurray wrapped the cut on his hand with his handkerchief and used his teeth to help tighten a knot as he drove the buckboard to the front of Elmo Anderson's Trading Post. The injury looked more bothersome than dangerous, he decided. Glancing at the sun, he wondered if he would have time to check the property lines before nightfall. The gash would wait. But safety at the ranch couldn't. If horse thieves came in fast, he had to be ready. The kind of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?